We have this time. How many more do we have? I'm wondering if we're going to need an extra one. That's why I'm just wondering.
Okay.
All right, we have
One more.
the 28th. Wait, no,
No.
we don't have the 28th. There was something wrong with that date, right? So we just have one more. I feel like we're going to need two more. So does anyone object to that if that comes to be? I don't know if we
Mm-mm.
set
No.
up in our calendar, like to reserve the spot or decide in February. Hmm. All right. What do you guys think is better? Like as far as your own calendars go, do you want to reserve a space, but then maybe cancel it? Is that worse than?
Yeah, that's a better idea.
Yeah, we
Reserve it
can
and
reserve it.
then
All
cancel
right.
it.
Um, all right, let's see what Michelle wants to do. So that would be February. Oh yeah, February 18th at noon. How does February 18th at noon look for everybody?
Um, I'm good with that.
Okay. Julie, I think you're saying yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll see what Michelle
And
says.
that would be our last one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would be our last one. Our last one was supposed to be February 11th, but like we still have a lot to do, so I might have been unrealistic thinking we could do it in four times.
Okay.
So let's see how we do today. So today what I want to do is go over like the process of connecting
Okay.
and the Akashic prayer. Um, if we have time, we'll go into the records. I don't know how long it's going to take. Um, all right. And Julie, did you get to watch last week's
Yes,
thing yet? Oh,
I
you
did.
did? Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yesterday I watched it.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about anything?
No,
No? Good.
pretty straightforward. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything that you covered. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, had you ever learned about those chakras before?
No, that's the first time
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. It was the first time for everyone. So, good. So I'm glad that we did that. So
Yeah,
when,
I've never had any connection with the Akashic records yet, ever.
yeah, yeah. So, um, with the Akashic records, we're actually using that upper,
Yes.
which is kind of cool,
Yeah.
you know? Um, yeah. And nobody taught that to me in mediumship. They never talked about the other chakras. And I'm just going to be really sitting with the possibility that we're using some of those chakras too in mediumship. I can't answer that question yet. I was always taught really it's the solar plexus.
Hmm.
As far as that link, like the anchor to spirit, then of course
Right.
we're using the other chakras for the clairs. Um, but I'm wondering if we're really activating that eighth chakra. Kind of sometimes feels that way to me. Yeah. So I sent you an updated workbook because I realized it was missing a couple pages. I don't know what happened. So it's in your portal and it's also attached to the email that I sent you out this morning. And the pages were like the continuation of the Akashic prayer. And then I did actually add page numbers because for some reason I didn't. I know that will make it easier. So basically, you'd only have to, if you've printed the workbook, you only have to print those couple of pages, which let me
Hmm.
open that now so that I can tell you what pages those are.
Did you number the new book?
I did.
Ah, because I have my book printed out and I've done like write a lot of writing in it, so I am gonna keep the
Yeah,
paper
so you
I have,
only
but
need these couple more pages.
okay.
So let me just find it on my screen.
I didn't print the book. We're having trouble with the printer
That's
lately,
okay.
so
That's okay. You can just use a notebook. All right.
yeah.
Let's see. So I added page 24. 25 you already had. I added page 24, 26, and 27. So you'll
24,
only need those
26.
those pages, 24, 26, and 27. Let me
Hmm.
just text Michelle, make sure she's not forgetting to come. All right. So while I'm waiting to hear back from Michelle, I think we're just going to get going. Are you able to see that if you open it up on your screen from the email today?
I'm looking for it in my email.
Okay. It's just an attachment in the email.
There it is.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So we'll skip ahead to those pages in a few minutes. The first thing I want to talk to you about today is really just some like guidelines for when you're accessing the Akashic records. Because we want to really remember with the Akashic records, like this is the sacred text of your soul, like all the records of you, every aspect of you, since the birth of your soul to this very moment. Everything you've done, everything you've said, everything you've thought, all your experiences from all of your lives, right? So that is like sacred. I don't even know if sacred is a powerful enough word for really what that is. So we want to be thinking about ourselves as we're accessing those records. So there's just some like general guidelines. One of them is like not to use drugs or alcohol. Um, every teacher that I've like um, been exposed to has always said like within 24 hours of opening the records. And I think that's like within reason, right? Because the belief is like the alcohol or drugs, like, so I'm talking about like mind altering drugs. I'm not talking about like prescription medications, right?
Hmm.
Um, that it can compromise your energy field and your connection might not be as strong or powerful. Certainly don't want to be intoxicated when we're accessing the records. We don't want to do any intuitive work when we're intoxicated. Okay. I have seen like so in so many places out there in the world, people saying, "Oh, when I have a glass of wine, I'm much better at my mediumship, or I'm much better." It's so unethical. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
believe.
Um, Another guideline is we're always using the current legal name. So for yourself, it would be your current legal name, which might be different than from what people call you. Okay. If you're doing this for a client, their current legal names, you always want that.
Just like numerology.
Right. But with numerology and astrology, they need the birth date, they need other things.
Right, right.
Okay. But you just need the current legal name. Now, there are some people that access the records with the current legal name and the birth date, like for further clarity. You can, of course, do that if you want to. It's not necessary. Um, okay. In the beginning, which is where you're at, right? You want to just be spending some time with the Akashic records, just becoming familiar with being in that energy space, being in that state of your consciousness, and just allowing. So I think that kind of goes without saying, like everything is practice, right? So you don't have to, in the beginning, go in with a specific question. You can just go in to be. Go in to develop that connection and relationship to your guides and the masters. Another thing that's important is if you're doing this for someone else, always with permission. So we're never going into someone's records and they don't know we're doing it. You don't go into your husband's records, your child's records, your friend's records. Like, no, not without permission. Okay. I know I probably don't even need to say that to you all, but just to be clear.
Hmm.
Um, because again, I just saw the other day someone wrote a post that they decided without permission, they wrote this out in social media. They decided to connect to someone who was recently murdered in all the news and channel this person and wrote everything that they received, which was not one of it was a piece of evidence, by the way. It was so unethical. It's not even the way mediumship works. I would swear there was no way she was connected. And not only that, if out there in social media, someone who knows that family sees that, and this gets back to the family, I can't even imagine the trauma it's going to cause when they're already going through
Yes.
trauma. So, like the idea of permission, like it seems so basic, but there's people not even thinking about that and just working so unethically. You know, it's heartbreaking. It's why people say this is woo, right? Because people are working without ethics. It's not
They,
woo.
they misuse it.
They're
Yeah.
misusing it. They're abusing it. They're not even using their clairs. They're
Right.
using the ego. They don't even know what
Yep.
they're doing. Um, yeah. So always ask permission. If you're reading for someone else, you want them to be a legal adult. So you don't really want to read for a child, right? Um, if if a parent is curious about something, you go into the parents' records with the parents' permission. Um, and always maintain confidentiality, which I know as a coach is easy for you to do because you always do that anyway. But with this work, we just treat it that way,
Hmm.
you know? The person who receives the reading, it's up to them how they want to use that information. It's their discretion. And you can even, when I do a reading for someone, I have an introduction that I say every single time. Part of my introduction is that whatever information is shared with them today, it's up to them how they want to use it.
Hmm.
Put that responsibility on them. So you can do that with the same with the records. I will not be speaking about your records with anyone. It's up to you who you want to share this information with and how you want to use it. They own the responsibility. Um, and just devote some time to practicing, right? So even after we're done, just practice. And the best way to practice is just by going into your own records. Oh, she did. Michelle's on vacation.
Oh,
She told me that. I forgot. Okay. So just I think she said maybe she would be able to get on. I can't remember, but it's okay. Um, yeah, so keep practicing, and the best way to practice is just by going into your records. really, you don't want to go into someone else's records until you're really feeling confident with your own experience in your own records. You're really trusting what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, so a lot of people, when they're starting the process of going into the records, first they'll sit in a meditation. I think that's very important for people who haven't had intuitive development because they don't know how to necessarily get into an altered state. But with your intuitive development, you've learned how to get into an altered state a little bit more easily and quickly. But if it helps you to sit first in meditation, then do that. The
Hmm.
purpose of that is to just really, really relax the mind, get the mind to cooperate, and allow you to have this internal experience. The second thing that you want to be doing is setting an intention. So, what is it that you're hoping for by going into the records? So, in the beginning, maybe it will be my intention is just to reach that altered state and say hello, meet my God, meet the masters and guides that are talking to me. You might not even want to start with a question in the beginning, right? Um,
I would just like want to know that I'm there.
yeah. hmm My intention is to strengthen my connection
Right.
and for you to help me with that. They're also your teachers, right?
Hmm.
Intention is to learn from you today about our communication. And then if you want to ask a question, you can. My intention is to do all of this, and then I have this one question. I always write it down because once I'm done, I'm either writing while I'm in my records or when I'm done, I write because a lot is forgotten,
Hmm.
when you go into that state. So I have a journal that's really for that. I keep it all in one place, and you might like to have that too for yourselves. The third step of connection is saying the sacred prayer. So we're going to go over the prayer today and the purpose of the prayer. And there are many Akashic record prayers. There's no one right way. But what you will see as you're exposed to different Akashic record prayers, they all have very similar wording and intention. So the prayer is to really help you get into that altered state of consciousness, to set the intention, um, and really recognize your oneness with divine. Then you're in the records and you have your experience, whether you're asking a question or sitting, and you have that time with the guides and masters. And you'll be just really having that internal experience by using your clairs. So you're just allowing that energy really to just interact with you. And remember, like, you're not in the records, you're being told what's in the records. The light beings are the ones that are in the records, and they're speaking to your guides and the masters who are speaking to you. I mean, that's pretty powerful, right? Like the idea that they're so protected and sacred. There's literally people, for the lack of word, or
Hmm.
like there's this group,
Yeah.
spirit, that are responsible for the records, and that's it. Nobody else. And then when you're done, you have a closing prayer, which is to like bring you back, to close your records so that they're not left open, so your records are protected, or whoever's records that you're reading, that you're not reading, but you're connected to, are protected, right? Uh,
Hmm.
and also to bring yourself back like into your body and into consciousness. So really, that's the process. Very simple. You can do meditation or not. You'll see what is easier for you. You might even depends on the day, right? You'll set your intention. You'll say the sacred prayer. You'll have your experience, and you'll say the closing prayer. Now, just like when you were learning to sit in the power, you might find like there's maybe a place in your home that you really like to do this, that kind of, if you do it in the same place all the time, it sort of signals to your mind, okay, this is what we're doing, right? Or maybe it's a place outside. It's not necessary to do that. It's just a way to help yourself. The other thing that Diana has taught me is if you're really tired, or if you're sick, you're not feeling well, or if you're just under a lot of stress, like you're not feeling like yourself, she recommends you don't go into your records or read anybody else's. Just as like a way of honoring the sacredness of it. It's almost like we don't want to be influencing with that energy. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah. And then she said funny things to me like, don't open your records while you're driving, you know? But she's like, you can open your records and be like cleaning your house and just sort of be with it, with them. And but remember to close them. Yeah, Deb, you're muted. Um, it's just as a way
I was
of
contemplating
like
if I said,
familiarity. Does that, you
yeah,
know? Yeah. But like
I
if
know.
you're having conversations with other people, I wouldn't open your records. And you
Right.
want to make sure whatever it is that you're doing, that you remember to close them. You don't want to go to sleep with your records open. You want to close them. So for me, because I can get a little distracted, I sit with my records like intentionally and then close them, you know. Diana's been doing it for years. She can open her records, be cleaning her house, and then close her records. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And know yourself.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She's not going to forget. I might forget. I might all of a sudden be in the food store. you know? So just know yourself. Hmm.
Diana recommended I get the Akashic Records book by Lisa Bennett, so I did, and then I shared the book cover with Julie, and she got the book, and the two of us are like mesmerized and so excited
They're
about it.
they're in your portal. Actually, I put a link
Did
for
you?
that book. And so it's this book, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a very simple teaching. It's great. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to put a link to the book in the portal. So I actually did that. So it's
Oh,
there.
wow.
Um, and
I haven't
she has
popped in the
her, like
portal lately.
different teachers have different prayers. There's not just
Yeah.
one right prayer. I'm sure some teachers teach this is the right prayer. Don't fall for that crap. Um, so this is a great book because it's like three different prayers and you can like play with them and see, ooh, what one like resonates best with me, you know? And she's like, it's a very simple teaching process. And then this person's very famously known as an Akashic Records
Linda
reader and
Howe.
teacher, Linda Howe. But a lot of people
Linda.
don't like her because it's sort of a conglomerate. You know what I mean?
What's her last name?
How. And this book, this is also in your portal, the link to this book.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I do like this book. I'm just not falling for the big business side of her.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like I have to be certified by her to be learn to read my records. Do you know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like if you go on her website and everything, there's just it's just it's big business, but which that's fine. Like she's
Right,
good for her.
right.
I'm not even against that, to be honest,
No.
right? Her book is I like her book. Now, I have not read the whole book because like when you get towards there's at some point in the book, um, oh, she goes all into like healing past lives. Like that's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm,
Ancestral patterns. It's all very interesting. So like you might find, oh, I really get into this. Do you know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
I haven't even read that part of her book because I'm like, I know that's not the work I'm going to be doing. Um,
Sometimes root cause um, identifying,
yeah.
when you're in a
Hmm.
client relationship and you're deep diving into it, sometimes those things could show up and come up.
100%. So you
Um,
might find it
yeah,
helpful, right?
yeah,
And I would suggest if you are reading the records for a client to do it in real time with the client. Don't read the records and then have a session with them. Do it with them.
yeah, like the
So
way
basically, you're giving a reading.
yeah.
Okay?
the way
Yeah,
Diana does it.
yeah, exactly. That's how you want to do it.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
And it's
Um,
so powerful too. I mean,
yeah,
Mm-hmm,
right. Yeah,
it's a special
yeah.
safe,
Hmm.
really sacred moment,
Yep.
like
You
moment to
feel like you're
moment that
held by
experience.
spirit. You feel like you're held by spirit, just like
Yeah.
you would in a mediumship reading. You feel like you're held by spirit.
Hmm.
Um, so I do like this book. I recommend this book too. Diane doesn't like Linda Howe, I think because of the big business aspect of her.
Oh, yeah.
But her book is just as nice as this one.
Okay.
It's just different. Her prayer is different, and she's very much like, this is the prayer. But I know
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think of it
So
that
it's
way.
that overtone.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like her explanations of like the light beings, the masters, the guides, like all of that is really good, you know? But this one is like sweet and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And I
Definitely.
like that she has like simple prayers.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, However, you can write your own prayer too. So in your workbook, you have my prayer,
Yeah, thank you.
that I wrote with my record guides. I tried lots of prayers. Um, I liked Lisa's prayers because they were simple, and I used them for a long time until I wrote my own with my guides.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
Um,
you have Linda House in here too.
I do. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So cool.
That's what I added today. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I added, I didn't, it was missing like the rest of the prayer. Okay. And then I added Lisa's. So you have those in the workbook now that was in the email. 24,
Oh,
26, and 27, those 3 pages, Deb. You can just print those
okay.
pages.
Thank
Um,
you.
but I think it's really nice to write your own prayer, but not until you're really familiar with these other prayers, because you're going to understand like what's actually needed in the prayer. All
Mm,
right. It's intention, it's permission, it's protection, not like protection from something evil, like protection from all of like your distractions, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ego mind, protection from like not believing,
Mm-hmm.
trust, like things like that. Um, and Linda was pretty clear about that too, which I also liked, you know. Um, It's about protection and then really about connection, right? Merging into that different state of consciousness, into the eighth chakra, aligning with the records and the light of the records, protection from the ego or anything else going on. Um,
I've been reading that book for the past couple of days and I
y-
can't put it down.
yeah, it's really good. I'm glad that you guys started it. And it's also like as you're seeing in the records, like connecting to the masters, teachers, and loved ones, and then like really expanding that vibrational state so that you're there with them. Okay. That's what has to be in the prayer. And also the statement of the current legal name. Those are the things that have to be in your prayer. So I don't want to write a prayer today with you because it's too new. But maybe on that like last session, we'll sit and spend time and see what you get. But open your records and then you're going to sit with your records to write your own prayer. You can use my prayer. You can use any one of these prayers, okay? You may not even want your own. Whatever you want to do is fine. In 2 years, you might be like, I want my own prayer. I'm sick of these prayers. Okay. Whatever you want to do is fine. A lot of people do not teach you to write your own prayer, but
Why?
Interesting.
because they're very like in set in like this is the one.
Oh, okay, I get
You know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
people, yeah,
But where do
I
you think
get
this
it.
prayer came from?
Right.
And all those other prayers. And it's like a game of telephone anyway. It changes all the time as people
Yeah.
put along. I'm just personally not hung up on that. Yeah. Um, so when you're saying the prayer, first you're going to say it out loud. You're going to repeat the prayer 3 times. The first time you're going to say it out loud. So when you're doing this for someone else, you mute yourself. You don't share the prayer with anyone. Now, I literally was in an in-person reading and she said the whole prayer out loud 3 times. I told Diane, I was like, I couldn't even believe it. Diana was like horrified. Like you we're supposed to protect the sacredness of the prayer. Okay. So like if you're on Zoom, mute yourself while you say the prayer. You don't you do it in front of the client, but not where they can hear. So they can see that you're preparing. So you say it out loud once and then you read it to yourself twice. And it's kind of like a similar um the reasoning is kind of similar to like the why we say the Reiki Gasho 3 times. Like every time you say it, you're moving yourself deeper into that blended state. And there's something about the repetition of doing that. So even when you're saying it to yourself, like you can have yourself muted until like you're ready to speak. So no matter whose prayer you're using, first time you say it out loud, 2 more times in your mind. The other thing that's very important is not to memorize the prayer. Why do you think that would be? You want to be reading the prayer.
Because maybe it'll lose its strength if you memorize it. It's kind of like it becomes common, like becomes um routine, like,
Yeah. So
yeah,
whenever we're working from memory,
yeah,
working in the ego,
yeah,
and we're moving away from the ego. I mean, I don't know if you've ever said like religious prayers. How
yes,
many times I have said a religious prayer thousands of times where I wasn't even thinking about what the words meant. I'm just like saying it by rote, right?
right,
So I'm
Yeah.
not moving myself in any way.
Right.
So that's the reason. No, you don't memorize the prayer, read the prayer. Quite frankly, at my age, I'm really glad I don't have to memorize it. It's like a gift. I'm like, I'm all for that,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
feel the same way.
Yeah. But it's a really important point because then you're just working from memory, you're working from your mind, you're not moving your consciousness.
Right.
You're not feeling it, you're not connecting to the meaning of the words, you're just
Right.
seeing them.
It's like driving the same route over and over again. You
Yeah, and you don't
forget where
know how you
you
got
are.
there.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So really important.
Yeah.
So you can have it written on a document on your computer. You can have it written in your journal. You can have it written in notes on your phone, wherever you want it. Okay. And I think I already said this, but just in case I didn't, like experiment with the different prayers that you have and see which one really moves you, like makes it easiest for you to connect in. You're probably going to have a favorite, and that might even change over time. I have another prayer from Diana that I didn't put in your workbook. Um, Maybe I'll send that to you in an email. It would just be another one that you can see how it resonates with you. All right, so let's just open up to the prayers. Let's first go to Linda Howe. Her prayer, she calls it the pathway prayer. It has a name. So if you have the document opened on your computer, that is page 23.
For some reason I can't open it. Wait.
That's okay.
It starts with and.
Yes,
That's odd to
I
me.
know.
That's the first thing I noticed.
I
And
know it's odd.
so,
It's so odd to me too. So like that's why like some prayers might resonate with you, some might not, you know?
but it's almost like, and so,
Yeah,
like it's a continuation of a
I know.
space or a setting you've
I know.
already begun to create.
Hmm.
Isn't that
It's her
interesting?
prayer. It's like
Yeah.
literally from her book. Um, and so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth, as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. So in these first lines, you're really recognizing that you're an infinite being and you're starting to like move into a connection to like the light of the Akashic records. So if you think of like the chakras, like moving up into that eighth chakra. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. So there's her piece of protection, right? When I said like we protect ourselves from our ego mind, from distractions, from stressors, we're kind of putting all our attention and focus into blending. Help me to know myself in the light of the Akashic records, to see myself through the eyes of the Lords of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of me have for me. So again, like that's preparing you to really see and 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 know the information, to like be open to receiving it without the ego interfering, right? That blend. Now we're inserting like that current legal name. Help me to know, blah, 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 in the light of the Akashic records. And by saying the legal name, like you're using the vibration of that name to connect to the information of that person. To see the current legal name through the eyes and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of current legal name have for him or her. The records are now open. And I didn't put anybody's name because I'm not opening anybody's records right now. So most prayers will like end with the records are now open or something like that. Like something that's signaling the records are open. The communication has started. Okay, so if we go to Lisa Barnett, who's the book that you're reading right now, there's a few in there. I just chose one for your workbook. So she starts with Akashic Lords, please help me to lay my multidimensional heart open to divine love as I lay down all resistance. So she starts right away with like preparing your mind, like to be clear for the records. I ask the Lords, masters, and teachers of current legal name to align me with you in the Akashic records. Again, deepening that connection to the guides. Beings of light of the Akashic records. Oh, I'm seeing my misspellings in the workbook. Sorry. Please show me the way to deepen into the truth of current legal name, soul. Please keep me safe and protected as I access divine soul wisdom and information and current legal names, Akashic realm. So it's just a very simple prayer,
Yeah.
not as like much information. I kind of, in the beginning, I really liked her prayers because of the simplicity. So the prayer that my guides gave me for myself, that's on page 28. Divine light beings, angels, and guides of the Akashic records, please bring us all together in pure communication through my clairs, emotions, and feelings. So that's me shifting over into the soul. Please share with me the type. I write the type of records. So, like, remember when we were talking about, like, you have your personal records, you have your records of your business, you have your health records. I'll state what records I want to go into because I'm often going into my business records. So, please share with me the business records of, and then I insert the legal name. Surround me with divine light and protective energy to keep me from any unnecessary distractions or information. So it's just like keeping me focused and keeping me in that altered state of consciousness. Heal, and then I say the name of all hurtful experiences, blocks, and resistance going back to the beginning of her soul to bring her to the highest path of growth and purpose. So you notice, like I said, her instead of me, because I'm like moving away from the ego. And this really resonated for me because we can go into the records for healing. And this allows me to not even have to be specific about what needs to be healed because the Akashic masters and guides already know. Like they know all my lifetimes, they know the history of my soul. They're being shown that. So they know where I need healing. Oh, it cut off the end. The type of records, Akashic records for, and then I'll state my name, are now open. That's how it ends. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I didn't notice that typo. Sorry
It
about
looks like
that.
it continues on below the page, but the page didn't
It
include
doesn't.
it. It doesn't. Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. It must have gotten cut off. I'm in limbo. Sorry about that. Um, so the blank records of, and then I insert the legal name are now open. That's how it ends.
Oh,
Mhm. So what was very interesting for me, like when I was initially like sitting for myself, because I have that space for healing, I was really shown like this significant, like really significant chord attachment to something that they were really working on. And like every time I went in, I could see it dissolving a tiny bit more, until there was like this big scab. And like it took a long time. It wasn't like this spontaneous healing of this big, all this attachment, right? Um, so I like the aspect, I think it's the therapist in me, maybe the coach in me, right? Like, let's do some healing for whatever is being shown to us today. All right. And then you've said it out loud and to yourself. Out loud once, to yourself twice. Now you're in. All right. Then there's the closing prayer. So you have your experience, and I gave you the closing prayers for for Linda Howe and Lisa Barnett, and also myself. And when you're done, you say the closing prayer out loud, and you only have to say it once. And the one thing that I've seen in common, like everywhere, is the very last piece where you state the records are now closed. Like we state the records are now closed. And then there's usually a repetition of either an amen or so it is 3 times. So Diana said to me, like, I visualize, like, I say it 3 times, and I visualize like this big lock and key, like bolting them. Like, that's what helps her, So you might even start noticing like something like that happens for you. Like, for me, it's like the shutting, like, of an old big door. Bam, you know? Let your experience be whatever it's going to be at the close. And it's also the closing prayers are like bringing you back into regular consciousness in your body, right? Ready to go on your day. Like you don't have to do anything else. Michelle might want to ground a little bit, but the closing prayer is grounding. So if you feel like, oh, I need a little bit more grounding at the closing prayer, do that for yourself. That's okay. So any questions like about the order of that process or about like what's in the prayers?
no, it seems self-explanatory to me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Now, in the setting of the intention, I just do it by sitting, what is it I'm wanting? And then if I have questions, I write down my questions. That's how I do it. Lisa Barnett has like an intention prayer that she says before the Akashic prayer. So you might enjoy that too. Um, I didn't put that in your workbook because I felt like because of your intuitive development, you don't need that. But if you want it, it's here, you know? So for instance, her intention, um, Lords, masters, and teachers, please help me to remove what no longer serves me, including all hidden beliefs, prejudices, outdated patterns, programs, blocks, and constrictions as I access Akashic record information for myself today with clarity. I am here to do the work of the divine. I am clear of other people's energy, and I am full of divine energy. Information moves freely to and through me. So you can see how in my Akashic prayer, there's pieces of actually that, with the healing.
I like it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I like how you incorporated it too.
yeah. So you might like that instead of having to sit in meditation, you can just read that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Or you
think I
can
would
write
start
one for
out with a
yourself.
briefing.
I feel like you could already write an intention for yourself. Actually, let's do that. Let's just do that now. Thinking about like you already know yourself. You already know when you're working intuitively what you need to prepare yourself, right? What kind of makes it still like a little sticky and a little hard sometimes, right? Is it the mind, Is it feeling the power? Like, are you, how is it the connection to the clairs? Like, what piece? And you could put that in your intention of what you're needing. If you're always going to be wanting to ask for healing, if it's necessary, you can put that in your intention. I have it right in my prayer. But in the intention, like you're not asking to open the records. You're not opening the records. You're just preparing you. It could be as simple as like sitting, closing your eyes, breathing, and connecting into your chakras, like moving through the chakras. It's very personal what works best.
I'm imagining doing it.
Okay.
And you said this is the intention. There's a page in here for this.
Yeah. So,
Setting intention.
yeah. Yeah. So if you go to your workbook, I think I have a space for you to write it.
It's right before the purpose of opening the
Yeah.
Akashic prayer.
So in the new workbook, it's labeled page 21, but it's right before the Akashic prayer, like the purpose of the prayer. So it's basically a blank page for you to write on. The other thing is you want to think about like if part of your intention is questions, just like we've been talking about like when you're doing card readings and someone asks you, oh, this is my question, and you have to rephrase and work on their question because it's not the right way to ask a question, right? So you want to be thinking about the phrasing of your question. Like not asking a yes or no question, rephrasing it because you're asking for information. The the Akashic Records is not really necessarily going to tell you what to do. They're going to tell you the possibilities. It's not really about like future prediction. It's about the possibilities. All right, so just take a moment now to see, write down, even if it's just like thoughts of what you would want in your intention. I feel you're already doing it, but for the purpose of Michelle, let me just make sure I made that clear. Watching the recording. So just to say more a little bit about the asking of the questions, like avoid questions that are yes or no or questions that are when. Like think about using the word what, how, or why.
It's very much like coaching.
It's exactly like that. That's why I'm
Exactly
not even
like
like
coaching.
going to go over it that much with you guys because you already know how to ask a question. And
Yeah,
you're seeing like when you've been doing the events in the Facebook group, like people don't know how to ask a question.
yeah.
So part of learning how to really read well is rephrasing a question.
Mm-hmm.
I often have to do that. Mhm. You know, people ask a this or that question. Nope.
No.
Should I do this or that? I'm like, okay, we're going to find out how will it affect you if you do this and how it will affect you to do that. And then you're going to know your answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me know if if you're done with like writing your intention. You can just like keep working on this. This is like going to be like an ever evolving process because we haven't even sat in the records yet. That's why I feel like we need two more times.
Okay, well, she hasn't called me.
I have a feeling I'm going to be working on this like all the time for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your intention might become more of like you sit, you take a deep breath, and it's more, it becomes a feeling than something you
sorry, hold on. I'm
read.
just going to go on mute to
Yeah.
address this situation. I'll be right back.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's more just like about preparing yourself.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah. What have you written down so far, like that you kind of want as far as your intention goes?
Um, well, initially I want to get to know the light beings,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then I want to know, um, well, basically right now I'm taking a pause in what I'm focusing on,
Hmm.
and I want to know if it's right that I'm pausing the what, the how, and the why I'm pausing.
Yeah, like how is the pausing serving you?
Yes,
Yeah. Hmm. Right. So you see
because
how it's
I'm
different than saying, should I pause?
right. It's like
You
it's
know,
just automatically
because the
happening.
answer to like, how will that serve me will tell you
Yes.
if you should pause or not. Do you know
Yeah.
what
Yeah. Well, I feel this, I'm being drawn to pause
I mean? Yeah.
because I'm getting these feelings that my purpose may be changing.
Hmm.
Um, I just have this strong feeling that I'm being drawn into not so much a different direction, but maybe something added to what I'm doing. I don't know. And combining different things together. I don't know. It's like I'm at a pause. Like it's like I need to stop and just think about
Hmm.
things for a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Your front facing might end up being readings, but then it's readings with coaching. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's even more than that.
Mhm.
It's like I don't know. It's just like a combination of all of my skills.
Yep.
Somehow I have this feeling I'm going to create something brand new that is going to combine everything together into
Hmm.
one, like
Hmm.
almost like a package.
Yep. Yep.
But
And
it's the why,
people,
the how, and
and
the
like
what.
when we
That,
start going in the records, like they can give you that,
yeah,
you know? Yeah. Ooh, exciting.
yeah. It's just like all of a sudden, it's like, I'm feeling this pull
Yeah.
to, to, like I would separate different things that I would do and
Yeah.
make them very individualized, like
Hmm.
whereas now I'm getting this feel to just combine it all together into something special
Hmm.
that only I
Hmm.
offer.
Right. Like a coaching package where there's readings, there's coaching, there's energy healing, there might be the Akashic. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But the most important thing is like what the client is getting, not really
right,
how. It's like the first thing you're going to figure out is the how, but that's not what you're going to talk about.
right,
You're going to talk
right.
about what they're going to get, like what's going to happen to them, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
You can sit with your Akashic. I've sat with my Akashic guides long before I even, not me, I didn't sit with my Akashic guide. Like Diana would give me Akashic reading, and like we would create like a whole program. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Right from the
yeah,
Akashic records. So
yeah,
can do that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
And
that.
I kind of am hoping that that's going to come to me that way because I feel
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like I need that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it. I love it. All right. I
And I
think,
have all of these questions. Like, I feel that there's something, um, because I was reading that people may have made a vow of poverty or something in their past life that could be affecting this life.
mhm. So interestingly enough, like I've started with my next cohort. So
Uh-huh.
this morning, um, so the way that I teach really is like it's not like I prepare a whole program, like I know what it's gonna be about, but then like my guides lead the teaching.
Mm-hmm.
It it's not scary for me, but it sounds like a little crazy, right? Like you don't have an
No, but it's true. No,
yeah,
I know because
yeah,
Sonia, that's how she teaches. Her guides teach through her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, I know we did like something around money mindset.
Yeah.
My whole point of what I'm saying is like I went and watched most of that recording from you guys. And
Uh-huh.
before before we officially started, we started.
Right.
And it was on December 11th. So if you go into the portal, the recording from December 11th,
December 11th.
I think go and do that again because we went through a meditative experience around money mindset. You guys
Uh-huh.
had huge epiphanies from that. It's
Okay.
well worth watching again.
Okay.
Okay? Because even the questions that I asked you came from my guides.
Okay.
Because they knew the question. Because listen, they know what information you need to that needs to come to light for you. So then you
Right.
ask, right? Like you
Yes.
think about it, right?
Yes.
So definitely go watch that one. I
Okay.
actually got like a little emotional watching it.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. So Deb, I know a lot's going on right now. Was there anything that you want to
Right.
share, like that you want in your intention that you'd like us to know about? And this is like going to be an ever evolving process.
Um, I think I just um have figured out what my process is going to look like, that I'm going to
Mm,
want to probably come into my office
yes.
where I can shut the door and I can
Hmm.
put the little hang tag on the door that says
Hmm.
do not,
Hmm.
I'm in a meeting.
Yeah. Yep.
And begin the breath work and do,
Hmm. Hmm.
some slow breaths just to get into my body and,
Hmm.
you know, open a dialogue with my guides,
Hmm.
requesting they support me in um, the work that I'm about to do and connect, ask them to guide me to connect into my chakras and um, connect me to my guides and the beings of light and masters, um, for the highest good for all, and to protect me from the doubt and the distractions that may come in, so that I'm able to stay in the state that I need
Hmm.
to be in to deliver
Hmm.
the messages,
Yeah.
and to be able to just let them know I'm giving myself permission and I'm asking for
Hmm.
their guidance and support while I'm doing it, which is
Hmm.
really kind of important to me. I feel like I need to do that,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know,
Yep.
um, and then thank them for coming to be with me
Hmm.
for this purpose today,
Yep.
and
Yep.
just make that a regular
Hmm.
way of being.
Right.
And that entire process becomes my intention.
Right. And it doesn't actually have to be something said. It's more like a movement and a feeling and a
Mhm.
knowing, right? Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
So for this, I know we have like a 3 week break now, which feels so long. Oh my gosh. But for the next few weeks,
Why do we have a 3 week break? I forget.
something was up next week. Someone couldn't make it. The
Oh,
following week, both Michelle and I can't make it because we're at that
oh,
retreat
you're
for
in
Jana.
Atlanta. Right.
So that brings us to February 11th.
Okay.
Okay. I can't remember what was wrong with next week. Um, and I just wanted everyone here is like I wanted with just so few sessions.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is like just be sitting with your intention, you know, sitting with your intention. You can be looking at these prayers. Don't open the records yet, so don't insert like your legal name into them, but just like start embodying them and see like which prayer really resonates for you to start with. Because we don't all have to start with the same prayer. That's why I gave you these different prayers, okay? And remember, since you have this book, there's three of
Hmm.
them here. I wrote down one in your workbook, um, but there are three.
So
So you
say,
have three, four, you have five prayers you can look at and be seeing like which one kind of feels like the best for you to start with. So then when we come back in February, on February 11th, we're going to open the records and we're going to go into them. We're going to go like through the whole process. Opening, sitting, like intention. What are you going to talk about? What are you going to ask? Opening, sitting, closing, discussion. We'll do that the next. I think we're going to have two more times. I'd like to do that with you a couple times. All right. Sound good?
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's your homework.
So just practice reading through all five of these.
Without inserting the legal name, like just see which one, like I really feel kind of connected to this prayer. And then you'll know what prayer you're going to start with on February 11th. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what else was I going to say? Oh, and I, Deb, I rewatched when I did the meditation on money mindset with you guys. And it just came up with Julie around money. Um,
Yeah.
I recommend watching that again. I feel like that's something like every time we're scaling to watch.
That would be really
It was
helpful
on
to just kind
December
of,
11th. It's the recording from December 11th in your portal.
Is it while we were doing the golden
December
energy?
11th, 24,
Oh,
2024.
oh, okay.
It was like our second time we were together.
Oh, so it's
oh,
all that far back. Yeah.
That far back. Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
okay.
All right. We talk a lot in the beginning. You can fast forward to when we actually do the exercise,
Okay.
or you can listen if you want to listen to what we talked about. Anyway, all right, ladies, have a good few weeks. I'm gonna miss you.
I
Yeah.
know, me too.
It's gonna seem weird.
Yeah, it is gonna feel weird.
Yeah. Keep in
But
touch though. Talk to me, Messenger.
definitely.
Yeah.
Let me know how you're doing. All right. And
Thanks.
Julie, I sent you that training. I don't know if a training is the right word for it, but I don't know. It might be kind of cool.
Which training?
The Perfect Your Pitch with John and Nixa. Did you see
Oh,
that?
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Okay.
a,
It's on
I'm gonna call it a workshop, but I don't know, really know what she's calling it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if I have
I think it
if
might be
it's
interesting to see how people talk about their work and how they're
yeah.
presenting it because it might give you ideas.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna try to go. Anyway, Deb, did you see that online? If not, I'll send
No,
it
I
to
didn't
you.
see it.
All
When is
right.
she doing it?
I think it is it next week? I'll send
Oh,
you the link, Deb.
I think I've done it once before, but yeah, you
The
can send
Perfect
it.
Your Pitch one. I've
Um,
never done
I
that one.
I I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know.
think it's a new one. I think she's only done it once.
Yeah, I've never heard of it before
Mhm.
because I've
Uh,
gone to a couple of her workshops. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll send it to you, Deb.
that sounds great. Yeah, please
Okay.
do.
All right, ladies.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Okay.
one. Love you.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.